To understand why my mother and I were out at Whitlock Lake, I have to give you a little background on us. My mother and I ran a reef business in a quiet northern Michigan town. Violent crimes are virtually non-existent. It was fall. Around this time of year, the forests in Michigan become rich with color. This day was full of warmth and color. Instead of buying pine cones for decorating wreaths, we decided to go foraging for them in our local woods. I knew about Whitlock Lake from my high school days. Some of my friends and I went out there a couple of times to party. It's a small camping area with about 3 sides. This lake is connected to another bigger lake a few miles down the road. It is in a small old logging town called Jennings. Population of 20, maybe a little less or more. The times I went out there as a high school student, it never had a strange feeling in the air. The day my mother and I went to forage, the air was thick with fear and we felt like we were being watched. We thought maybe it was just a small woodland creature hiding and watching, waiting for us to leave, so we continued. About an hour goes by and we decide to move on. We moved where the forest meets the water. There are cute tiny little baby pine cones that we use for our tabletop wreaths. Shortly after we found ourselves at the edge of the lake, we heard a few gunshots from across. We live in northern Michigan, and people are getting ready for hunting season around this time of year, so we shrugged it off. We got into our car and moved down the trail. When we got out of my car, I noticed quite a few shotgun shells on the ground. Again, it's not uncommon to find shells of any sort on the ground this time of year, so we continued. We were at the end of the trail with the last 2 campsites on either side of the trail. We continued foraging for about 20 more minutes. As we walked across the trail to the next site, we noticed something very strange. At the opening of the campsite, we noticed a tall 5-foot or 6-foot wooden pole. On top of that pole, we saw 2 leather straps blowing in the wind. To us, that was strange. Why would someone want leather straps on that pole? Of course, we put it out of our minds and continued. A short while later, we stumbled upon an old beat-up mattress that looked like it had been there for a while. As we got closer to the mattress, we noticed the ground around it was very mucky. As soon as you stepped somewhere, you sunk about a half a foot down. People dumped garbage in the woods a lot up here. When we started walking past it to get to the pine cones on the other side, this horrible smell seeped into the air. We both looked at each other at the same time and got the hell out of there. By now we're scared out of our wits. As we were driving out of the trailhead, we were met by a guy in a red Cadillac type vehicle. The look on his face scared the bejesus out of us. Maybe it was a coincidence. Maybe it was all in our head. I would like to think that my mother and I have a good sense for that sort of thing, and we got out of there just in the nick of time. Needless to say, my mother and I have never went back to that lake, and I don't plan on going back. About a week later, I couldn't hold this event inside myself anymore, so I called the cops and recalled the incident as best I could. They said they would look into it, and I haven't heard anything since. This happening still haunts me to this day. I'm always thinking about what may have actually happened out there. What's up, guys? Hope you enjoyed the video. And hey, if you did enjoy that video, please like and share it, guys. That would help me out a great deal and I would really appreciate it. And if you haven't subscribed to the channel, what are you waiting for? Click on the channel icon in the top left corner to subscribe now. And if you have a horror story that you would like to share on the channel, please email me. I will leave a link to my email in the description below. Thank you again for watching and have a great night, evening, day, wherever you are. Have a good one.